Good day everyone. Today, we will discuss Article 4 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution, citizenship. This topic is very important because it helps us understand who we are in the eyes of the law and what it means to be a part of our nation. By the end of this presentation, you will know how citizenship is acquired, who the Filipino citizens are, and the key principle behind it.
So ating simulan ang ating aralin sa araw na ito. Ano nga ba ang ating aralin sa araw na ito? It is all about citizenship. So, what is citizenship? Ano nga ba ang citizenship? Citizenship is more than just a legal status. It is about belonging, having the right to participate in your country's affairs, being protected by its laws, and at the same time, fulfilling your responsibilities as part of the community. As citizens, we enjoy privileges like voting, educating, and protection. But we also have duties like obeying the law and paying taxes. Now, let us go deeper into what citizenship really means. Ano nga ba ang pagkakaiba ng citizen to citizenship? Dito natin nalalaman. Alam niyo ba kung ano ang pagkakaiba ng citizen to citizenship? Eto. Ang citizen daw, a citizen is a legally recognized member of a state or nation who is entitled to its protection and owes allegiance to it. Datapwat, ang citizenship is the status of being a citizen. It defines our rights, our duties, and our role in society. It connects us to our country legally, socially, and politically.
Who are the Filipino citizens? So, who are considered Filipino citizens? They are identified in Article 4, Section 1 of the 1987 Constitution. This section gives four categories of people who are considered citizens of the Philippines. Let us discuss them one by one. Section 1, Existing Citizens. The first group includes those who were already citizens of the Philippines at the time of the adoption of the 1987 Constitution. This means if you were already recognized as a Filipino before the 1987 Constitution was ratified, your citizenship automatically continued under the new Constitution.
In subsection 2, those whose fathers or mothers are citizens of the Philippines. This reflects to the principle of jus sanguinis, which means right of blood. Ibig sabihin, kung sino ang magulang mo ay yun din ang citizenship mo, regardless kung saan ka ipinanganak. Example, kahit sa Canada ka ipinanganak, kung ang nanay o tatay mo ay Pilipino, Pilipino ka pa rin. That's the power of jus sanguinis. Citizenship is inherited through bloodline. Election of citizenship. In subsection 3, it includes those born before January 17, 1973 to Filipino mothers who elect Philippine citizenship upon reaching the age of majority. Bakit ganito? Kasi noon, fathers lang ang pwedeng magpasa ng citizenship. Kung nanay mo lang ang Filipino, hindi ka agad magiging citizen noon. Kasi mas, kumbaga, nagiging dominant ang patriarchy. Pero tayo naman ay binigyan ng chance. Dahil kapag 18 ka na, pwede kang magsabi sa gobyerno, gusto kong piliin ang pagiging Pilipino dahil nanay ko ay Pilipina. Once you file that election, you became a Filipino citizen.
Section 1, Naturalization. The fourth group includes those who are naturalized in accordance with the law. Naturalization is a legal process through which a foreigner can become a Filipino citizen after meeting certain requirements set by Philippines law.
Now, let us differentiate jus sanguinis and jus soli, two important principles in citizenship. Ang jus sanguinis and jus soli, ito daw yung dalawang principle ng citizenship. Ano nga ba ang jus sanguinis? Jus sanguinis, right of blood, citizenship is determined by the nationality of your parents. While jus soli, right of the soil, citizenship is determined by where you were born. Example, kung Filipino parents mo pero pinanganak ka sa US, Filipino ka pa rin. Dahil sa jus sanguinis, pero dahil US follows, jus soli, American citizens ka rin dahil doon ka ipinanganak. But you are still a Filipino. In this situation, you may have dual citizenship. Filipino by blood, American by birthplace.
Number 4, by marriage. A foreign woman married to a Filipino man may become a citizen if allowed by her country. Example, si Ana, isang German, ay pinakasalan si Juan na Pilipino. Under certain laws, pwede siyang maging Filipino citizen. Number 5, by legislative act. Congress may grant citizenship in special cases, such as for athletes who want to represent the Philippines.
So, ano naman daw ang dual citizenship versus dual allegiance? Lastly, let's clarify dual citizenship and dual allegiance. They are not the same. They are not the same. Bakit? Dual citizenship, legal and allowed. You can be citizen of two countries. Example, si Ben ay ipinanganak sa Canada. Sa Filipino parents, Canadian siya by birth, jus soli. At Filipino by blood, jus sanguinis. Ulitin ko. Si Ben ay ipinanganak sa Canada, sa Filipino parents. So, ibig sabihin nito, si Ben daw ay ipinanganak sa Canada pero ang parents niya ay both Filipino. Si Ben ay Canadian. Canadian siya by birth. Tinatawag natin itong jus soli. At Filipino by blood, tinatawag naman natin itong jus sanguinis. Dual allegiance. This is not allowed. It means you are loyal to two countries at the same time, which can be dangerous for national security. Example, kung isang Filipino official ay nanumpas ng loyalty sa ibang bansa habang naninilbihan dito, iyon ay dual allegiance at bawal iyon dahil may conflict of interest. In conclusion,
citizenship defines our legal identity and belonging. Article 4 ensures we know who is Filipino, how citizen is gained,